It is your girl, Jessica Brooks, aka Jay, aka the Mfn, and I am back at you with another video today. So I sat down to record this video. This is the 4th time, but I'm not giving up because I have an important message that I want to share today. But before I get into that, I want to start by saying 2 things. The first thing is that I'm thinking about releasing videos on Tuesdays as well. I'm not entirely sure yet. I'm gonna try it out next week, see how I feel about it. My idea was for Tuesdays to be kind of like this video today, where I'm sitting down giving you self-help, self-care, self-love tips. And then on Fridays I was gonna do more laid-back videos, more creative stuff, because while I do like sitting down talking and stuff like that, I also want to leave room for some creativity as well. Which brings me to my second announcement, which is the one that is the same as every video. Please go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and if you feel called to, please share this video with somebody that you also feel needs to hear this. Disclaimer, I just want to say this before I continue, is that nothing that I say in these videos is to erase how you feel, and it's not to really tell you that you're feeling anything wrong. If anything, my main goal is to tell you that it is perfectly and 100% okay to feel how you feel. I hear you, I see you, I understand completely where you're coming from, and I'm just giving my heart out in a sense of this is what I've done to move on, to heal, to grow, and to be better from certain emotions or feelings that do feel treacherous and feel a bit much at times. I'm just here to hold your hand, guide you through it, because I want us all to be happy, and I want us to all be healthy mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. That's all I'm here to do. And yeah, let's get into the video. Temptation is a feeling. You're not a bad person for feeling that way. You're not weak or anything like that for feeling a feeling. Feelings are normal. Again, just like I said from the disclaimer, I'm gonna say it again, but you're supposed to feel. If we weren't supposed to feel, we would not feel. So you're meant to feel all those jealousy, greed, all of the negative emotions and feelings that you feel. You're supposed to feel it, baby girl, baby boy. It's just how you go about navigating through that feeling that is what matters. Because if you're navigating through that feeling in an avoidant way or in a sabotaging way, then that's kind of what keeps us down. I'm gonna give 2 examples because I'm not gonna sit here and say that temptation is actually all that bad. Sometimes temptation could be good for us, because say you've been tempted to buy something for yourself, or say you've been tempted to do something for yourself, and you've been telling yourself continuously over and over, no, I can't, no, I can't, no, I can't, oh, no, I can't. You've been saying that to yourself. And because of that, you don't do it. And honestly, that thing that you're tempted to do, it probably would make you so happy if you did it. And then finally you fall into temptation and it feels so good. Oh my gosh, I haven't had a donut in a month, and I had a donut. Or I haven't traveled, I haven't been on vacation in years, and I went and it felt so good. I quit this job that sucks and it felt so good. Or I left this guy that was just a piece of crap. Like I felt like I was settling for less, and I finally left and I feel so much better. So that's the more positive way. In the negative sense though, it's falling into this sense of self-sabotage, where these thoughts that are telling you, no, you can't do it. No, you're not good enough. No, you're never gonna make that goal. Or no, you're never gonna do this. Or no, you're never gonna be happy. Or no, you're never gonna find the job that you want. You're never gonna get another, whatever. And we listen to it, and because of that, we sabotage our own happiness and our own well-being. That's when that feeling of temptation can feel negative. Again, it all goes back to the thought patterns and the behaviors that we attach to those feelings. The thing is though, is that our thoughts are just that. They're just thoughts. If anything, I'm gonna give you a little some right now. A little some, you know? And this is for my people who struggle with negative thoughts. Those negative thoughts that are in your brain are actually not even there to necessarily make you feel bad about yourself. If anything, they're actually there to quote unquote serve you in order to protect you from being hurt. And this is called the ego. For the most part, a lot of people live within their ego. And the ego is the part of themselves that tells them that they have to be this way forever. They have to stay in this comfort zone within themselves. That ego that we build is usually a product of traumas from our childhood, or not even just childhood, traumas that we experience in general. And the traumas, the memories, all this stuff is in our subconscious. And that part of our subconscious influences our ego. Like, we pick and pull from our subconscious the beliefs, whether they're true or false, and they form our ego. And that ego is what tells us, no, you're not gonna make it, you should just give up, you can't do it, you can't do it. If anything, that little voice in our head is actually kind of there to serve us, which is a little messed up, because it's like, well, this thing is telling me negative things and it's serving me. Technically, yes, it's just a coping mechanism. At the end of the day, though, that ego is just a thought process. They're just thoughts. Your thoughts aren't necessarily who you are. Who you are is who you are. How you act and how you present yourself and what you believe to be true about yourself is who you are. These thoughts that you have are just that, they're thoughts. But if you take a step outside of yourself and you look at these thoughts and you examine them and you see how that resonates with you and you see how they make you feel whatever, bad, whatever, that's the moment that you regain control. And you can tell those thoughts, you can tell that ego, and you can tell those negative thoughts, hey, I appreciate you, for working, helping me, for keeping me protected for as long as you did, but I'm in control now, and I think I got it from here. And once you do that, it's like the ego starts to die. The things that we've told ourselves for so many years, for whatever reason, it starts to slowly but surely fall away. It's not the things, it's not the person, it's not the donuts, it's not the alcohol or the smoking or the shopping addiction or the purse or the shoes or the makeup or the clothes or the chips. It's not those things that are necessarily tempting you. It's the thoughts that you've attached to those things. And it's the thoughts and the beliefs that you've had for such a long time about maybe those things or how you felt about yourself that is leading you to feel the way that you feel. Because at the end of the day, those things make you feel things. If anything, kudos to you, because you're normal, because you can attach emotions to things. That's awesome. You've been binge watching a TV show for 12 hours straight because it makes you feel good. Awesome. You feel good. It's probably not the best for you, but at the moment, maybe you got homework to do or something. I don't know. Or there's a guy that you really like, or a girl. They're probably not the best, but they arise this feeling of love within you. Kudos to you. You acknowledge that. You know what? I'm capable of feeling love. Some people don't have that. That's great. So it's, all about how you cope with those feelings and how you go about treating those feelings and addressing yourself when you feel them. And it's also remembering that at the end of the day, you are in 100% control. You can't necessarily control when the feelings come or anything like that, when the feeling of temptation and stuff like that comes, but you are in control of your self-sabotage. You are in control of saying no. You are in control of saying yes. You're in control of letting go and holding on. Not your thoughts, not the things. No one else is in control. You are. You have the willpower at the end of the day because you are strong, mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. Boo. Period. I have a few more tips that I want to share with you guys. I think I thought of 8 tips that personally help me when it comes to saying no to that sabotaging voice in my brain that's like, no, don't do it. No, don't do it. Here are 8 tips on how to say no to that Mfn ego, because we are all meant to thrive. So number 1 is to allow yourself to flow freely and trust your feelings. Affirm to yourself, I trust myself, I am strong, I am resilient, I am diligent, I have great discernment, I am on track, I am on path. No matter what, you got this, you got this. Number 2 is to create a structure for yourself so that you have a more structured flow. I think that even if you're somebody who doesn't like routine, I think that all people love structure. And even if you don't think that you're one of those people, no, I don't like routine, blah, 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 it's probably because when you have tried to have a routine, it wasn't one that necessarily worked for you. So I'm going to emphasize, make sure that your structure, your routine, whatever, make sure it's one that resonates with you fully. Of course, you could get inspiration from other people and other things and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, do what works for you. If it doesn't resonate with you and you're trying to have somebody else's flow, you're not going to feel in the flow. It's not going to happen. I actually have a video up about time and how we can make time work for us. I kind of go into a little bit about time management, not on an outward kind of basis, but on an internal basis, and I think it could help you out. If you want to, I might put it in the eye. I don't even know is it this side? I think it's this side, I don't know. But it'll also be in the description part down below. Number 3 is to cut the BS completely out of your life. This is cut the BS out, okay? Whatever is tempting you, cut that ish out. However you got to do it, cut it out. Just cut it out. Leave it. Go out of your way to make it happen. Just cut it out cold turkey. If I feel like I'm one of those people, like I'm not somebody who can wean off of something. I have to literally just, I'm done with it. Or if you're not one of those people, progressively let that thing go. You don't have to do it right away. If you're not one of those people, maybe start off the 1 week, you know what, I'm just going to limit myself to this. And then next week, make it a little bit less and less and less, until you start to build that resilience against that thing that tempts you. Number 5 is just straight the up saying no. Say no. Just be like, no. Whenever that thought comes, hey. You want some? I'm the thought. Be like, no.
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
And it feels so good to say no. It feels so good. And then actually sticking to that no feels so freaking good. It feels so empowering. Within that though, allow yourself to feel that feeling of temptation, because it's a difference between just blatantly saying no to something and cutting it out and just completely and utterly ignoring it. I feel like when you ignore feelings, it only makes that feeling even more tempting to fall into because you're ignoring it. You know what I'm saying? So allow yourself to feel that feeling and then let it go and choose the best thing that is for yourself and for your overall happiness. Because one day it'll get to a point where that feeling, it's gonna come, because of course, as I continue to repeat it, feelings are gonna come and go, but eventually you will get to that point where that feeling goes as quickly as it comes and it becomes a lot easier to handle. Number 7, fall into it. But you never know if it's good for you. You'll never know if it'll be positive. Like I said, sit with it, of course. Don't just fall into it just because, see how it feels, see the pros, the cons, weigh them out, you know what I'm saying? And if for some reason the pros outweigh the cons, fall for it, go for it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes our temptations are put in place to make us feel better or to make us see things about ourselves that we never would have seen if we hadn't fallen into it. Maybe it's just something you're supposed to experience and you won't know if you don't feel out the energy. And if something in you is like, you know what, maybe there's nothing wrong with it, then go for it. Don't police yourself. And number 8, I'm back on my Jen Sincero, is to love yourself through every single aspect of your journey. Acknowledge when you're having an amazing day or you've had amazing days. Acknowledge your progress. Acknowledge the days where you didn't feel so strong and you were kind of feeling a little weak. You're not weak because you feel weak or anything like that. You're ultimately strong. It's like I said, it's about how you go about dealing with those feelings. Just don't be so hard on yourself. Treat yourself kindly and compassionately and just keep going. Don't give up. Because one day you're going to get to that, just a point in yourself where it's like, I'm good. I'm happy. I'm feeling myself. I know how to treat myself. I know how to treat myself in this environment and all this stuff. I know how to navigate through my emotions and feelings way more freely than I've ever in my life. And it'll be amazing. And the only way that you'll get there is if you don't give up and you continue to show yourself compassion and love throughout your entire journey. You're doing great. You're doing amazing. You are loved. You are protected. You are a beautiful being and you got this. That's all I have for you guys today. If you haven't already, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. And if you feel called to, please share this video with somebody that you feel needs to hear this. And yeah, turn on post notifications. Like I said, I probably will be uploading a video on Tuesday. And I will see you all next time. Bye.